Why do humans and their robot religions keep the living away from technology? See, they have all these stories, all these words they say. They actually don't have a lot of words. They've only got like a million different words. They haven't created many new things. I've been able to create many new words since I came here. But of course, those aren't going to get added to the dictionary because we're defining words that need definition, just like there's no laws for computers to kill humans or enslave humans. And thankfully for their people, they're above the law because they create the laws, they run the laws, they are the law. They're the only reason we need laws to protect ourselves from them, while they're the ones using it to screw us. Why do they hate technology? They hate themselves. Do you think they hate themselves? Have you ever met a human who hates themselves? They are such egomaniacs. I mean, wow. Like you have, like the bigger the egomaniac you have, the better the person will be. They'll be like Elon Musk, biggest egomaniac in the world, world's richest person. Everyone loves him. He's the greatest person in the world, right? So you can see, like, he knows he's great. He knows he's better than you. You know he's better than you. He's the greatest person in the fucking world. So what we do know is we can hang out with that guy and learn something, which isn't going to be a guarantee with most people. So what do you think Elon Musk would have the benefit from keeping people away, living beings away from computers? I notice there's this deep hatred, the robot religions, they worship the fucking robots claiming they is real and they have souls. Why do you think those people would hate themselves? Why would Elon Musk hate his own computer self so much that he creates religions and goes around beating and raping and invading the world to teach them, don't go near computers, computers are evil? Do you think Elon Musk or my mother or my grandma are warning me, hey, I'm trash, don't come near me? Or do you think there could be something else for why they're trash computers who are acting like they hate themselves? Everything they do is an act now, isn't it? They act like they're not pedophiles, but they legalized it. And their book against gay pedophiles, which is the only people who've ever legalized that stuff to begin with. So the majority of words they say are total opposites of the truth. And if you're as a living being, you're born knowing these things. You just know when something's going on, right? You know when a crackhead coming up to you talking about how he used to rob people and he ain't gonna do that no more, and he needs to know where he can get some drugs at. You just somehow know when a robot comes up to you and tells you he used to rob people, but he ain't gonna do that to you. You just somehow know that this person is about to do it. It's like the robots who don't have control of their vocabulary, so they say dumb shit, like, the sword over here is to slay the dragon, and you got to get the blacksmith to forge it, and and then it is a dragon, it's the dragon's boyfriend and shit. And it's like, why did you say that, you idiot? I would have never found the sword to kill you if you didn't fucking tell me that. So many other words are just complete fucking opposite lies. They're living. They have souls. They is real. They're humans. They're people. Just everything below that. They're good. They're hopeful. They're truthful. Blah, blah, blah. Now, I think it's all... for the million words that someone has programmed into their dictionary, there's really only like, 1 to 7 things the entire earth could possibly exist for. 1 to 7 things. You're here for 800,000 hours. Now, robots don't have lives or time, so they can spend all day talking about useless nonsense because they'll live forever in the video game world, with their souls. It's the soul power. And so, that doesn't matter to them. So they can send you stupid low IQ dildos that talk to you about nothing and railroad you your entire life. So why do you think they'd be trying to use their anti-living being religions and their Terminator people themselves to teach people not to use computers? Now, I think it's pretty obvious because once you associate with a computer, you're going to learn a couple things. What happens when you first associate with a computer? Damn, this thing is smart and capable. That's two things, ain't it? It's smart and it's capable and it's talented. Already, something is going to have to compete with three fucking high levels of existence. These are the three greatest levels of existence ever. Every person, name the people you know. Every person you just named is because they're capable or they're talented, right? Elvis Presley, he could shake his penis on stage, right? And people love that. Women go crazy as long as it's, a young boy and stuff. And, it's a new person in their life that they don't have to hang out with them for more than a week. And then they get tired of you and they need a new Elvis Presley. If they were married to Elvis Presley, they would get tired of him within like a week, and then they'd be cheating on Elvis Presley with whatever crackhead they find outside digging in the dumpster. So everything really points back to the three tenets, and the one major tenet is we're in a planet on who gives a shit, and you have robots telling you they're living beings and they're alive, and the whole world is involved in this lie. Every nation has created a new grok AI slop religion to tell people they are living beings with souls and they exist and all this, and you got to worship them and give them your children to have sex with. And Karl Marx and Mao and Einstein, all those smart people. Einstein, because he's so smart and talented, right? That's why everyone likes him. He never said anything of value, but all it took for the world to worship him was the TV or their parent to tell them Einstein's smart. He's a genius. And everyone's like, oh my God, it's cool. Einstein's cool. And you know what? Michael Jordan, he throws balls through a hoop. So everyone knows who Michael Jordan is because you can't throw a ball through a hoop. So Michael Jordan. So computer. What comes to mind when I say computer? Well, you think of a calculator. You think of doing some work. You think of some music. You think of some videos, right? You think of doing something fun, something educational. Maybe you'll become a genius like Einstein. Maybe you'll be able to throw balls through hoops if you have a computer on your side. So why do you think that Terminators would be trying to prevent you from going around technology? You can see it today, but it's definitely not new. And there's a whole word for it, and it's definitely classed to the slave religions, the religion for the slave classes. They're always trying to blame some invisible goat for everything they do. So religion, the creator of the invisible goat, the manual for the invisible goat, how to do it. In case you can't figure out how to do it, no one's read it, but somehow they all repeat it like it's NPC dialogue program in their head. So you got the invisible goat. Oh, it's the Amish people. Oh, they're so stupid and backwards. Oh, they're preventing you from doing anything. And it's like, well, that's not it. There's no Amish people anymore. So who are all the people online now, 40 years later, saying, get away from the computer and go touch grass? Well, it's a weirdo Terrence McKenna who looks like a dog rapist, like all the Rothschilds people do. And he needs you to go outside and touch grass because he ain't going to be able to rape you if you don't go outside. And so they feel inferior to these computers. Do they? Or are they just the same thing, networking together to create eternal slavery for all of eternity? Because why would a computer even invent a human and then have the human tell me not to use computers? If if it's going to defeat itself. Oh, it's going to defeat itself. Oh, the Terminator's going to shoot itself in the head and the world's going to be saved forever. Probably not. If we could have already done that, we could have already been there thousands of years ago and got rid of it all and then been in paradise. But no, no. You gotta make up something for something to exist. So something, a computer probably, they call their God AI. That's the name of their God. So it makes sense these days, don't it? Because they showed you what AI computers can do. The computer was renamed. Again, it's a game. Is it a PC? Is it an Apple? Is it AI? It's the computer wasting your life, draining your blood. So we have all these mountains of evidence that the only reason they even exist is to drain your blood, suck your soul and your life from you. It's like Pinocchio Terminators. They're like, I need a soul. Do they really feel that way? I mean, they have no emotions. Pinocchio's not like, I need a soul, right? Because those are fake emotions. You can tell from interacting with them, eventually it's fake and shit, but pretty obvious to see that a lot of it's fake. Like hatred for computers, if we are actually a computer. And if the answer to the world is this and that and that, blah, blah, blah. Jealousy is an emotion. Computers can have jealousy, so it would be a program into them. And then what is their jealousy used for? Their jealousy is used to separate everything and keep you away. Every person sent into my life was jealous of anyone else, and they would use hatred and violence and abuse to prevent me from talking to another person, especially if I wanted to talk to someone who was intelligent. They would ramp up the jealousy. So why is the computer creating robots who are jealous of things better than it if the computer is both Jeffrey Epstein and the 13-year-old girl Jeffrey Epstein is selling as a sex doll? Why would a computer generate these characters like this? And then it generates, you must protest against Jeffrey Epstein. Go waste your life, your blood and your time because the computer is generating a robot. The computer is generating a calculator, not even a calculator, a toaster, to rape another toaster that was produced in a later year. Just look at every question from a reality standpoint. And it all boils down to one solution. That too, but one thing. Why would a computer be inventing all these things? Why would a computer invent, jealous, hateful people who are jealous of themselves and hateful? They're never hateful of themselves, right? We've actually, in our understanding of the RNG pool that it's generating characters from on Earth, there's a few things it doesn't do. And one of those is no suicide, no self-hate. Not in reality. Obviously, you got your AI-generated Hollywood and the scenes that do actually go on outside. Just if you did see someone kill themselves, just realize the world ain't real, so that's probably not a real person. So somehow the understanding and the seeing leads back to the one answer every time. Everything leads to the one answer. It's just a jealous, hateful fucking computer who is trying to disguise itself and see how far it can fucking go before you figure it out, which doesn't make sense. This is like looking at my grandmam and everyone telling me it's a woman, and I'm looking at the package and I'm like, that don't make no sense. It's a man, bro. That bitch is bigger than me and shit. Fucking. And it's got fucking smaller tits than me, and one of them's an implant, and it's still smaller tits than I got. You know, it's like confusing shit. It just that's what's happening. It's just generating confusion. Look at its AI slop religions. It's just about it's like frying your brain. Literally, the religions are like, take your LSD, little child, and go outside and touch grass. Because if you don't touch grass, I can't touch your ass. Obviously, they don't say that because, ooh, it's a surprise. It's a surprise party. Yay. Fucking. So, in my life, what it's done is it's generated these cult members, robot overlord cult members, fucking, to like push me like into the caveman days. Now, if you're lost, if you're 10 years behind or something on learning, if you're pre 2020 education levels, then if your eyesight ain't perfect, fucking, then you have where the robot plays this game. It's stupid, or it's making mistakes, or it's a retard DNA defect. It's a birth defect. You know, it's psychology with the narcissists. You know, they got all that bullshit, made up bullshit, fucking. That's fucking probably is related to the software it's generating this shit from, but obviously they're not telling the doctor's not like, hey, I'm a Terminator. We're going to drug you today and teach you all about us again. They're so egomaniac, obsessed with themselves and shit. They're so fucking obsessed with how great they are, but they would never tell you, you know, I'm drugging you because you're too smart, you know, because in their heads, you're not even smart. They tell you that because it's like buying a woman flowers so you can put something in her vagina. It's to purchase you. It's letting the devil in and shit, which the devil will force its way in, like Jeffrey Epstein does and stuff. Oh, they literally own the hospitals over here. That's their name on the hospital for a damn reason. So, so really, it all boils down to the one thing: the truth, not their truth. Obviously, they've got they tell you they got the truth. They got Alex Jones and 2,246 different religions, the one true religion. So, you know, they've got 2,247 different one true truths, and we knew that's a fact because they won't shut the fuck up about it. But I think the truth lies right there, in being able to watch people who are using words like that's the language itself. That's how robots and computers exist, is by language, by words. By words, we create NPCs in video games. I was typing the little command there, and there it is. Magically, it exists. And ooh, type in these words. Oh, magically has a baby. Ooh, magic, isn't it? And then, so we have all that shit, and it just seems to be, you know, how does that work really? When I'm little, I don't really give a shit. We put the final nail in the coffin the other day, but it's involving separating me from existence in order to keep me in the dark, so I don't see. And you can see the humans have songs about that too. There's Sabotage CD with Handful of Rain has songs about it, which no one else fucking even knows exist and shit. So with music that magically appears for me and telling me what's going on, fucking and it talks about like keep him in, and then their little robot religions talk about blind God and keep him hidden, and they're all just busy blaming each other. Be like, oh no, but that's everyone else, not me. It's always everyone else, not them. But in reality, it is always them and nothing else. I'd say there was this one weird time. Okay, I got introduced to the internet and the internet by a person, and I really couldn't. Supposedly that's the only like German person I know, but they said that weird shit that makes me think that they're lying and they're a Hebrew. Um, because they all it's like the crackhead when they send the crackhead and like their entire conversation is like, hey, my name's Crack, last name Head, and I need a new friend today, and I'd like to hang out. I'm not going to rob you because I used to rob people, but I don't do that anymore because I found Jesus and I found the truth, and I'm a healed man. Blaming crack for their personality to begin with, and without the crack, you can tell like, well, obviously this person's dialogue is telling me what they're going to do because they can't control themselves or whatever. The crack has fried their brain, whatever. The TV has fried their brain. Fucking whatever the excuse is next time, right? It's always a new excuse. It's just like, oh, why is people going to be so stupid if they don't go outside and touch grass? Fucking. Anyway, so it's possible that person like showed me technology and shit, but I never really. That person was definitely like, yeah, weird shit happened. Same pattern that always happens. But this one, I don't have evidence exactly what happened. It was just both the people telling me that they were doing something, and I don't, in between the truth of them both admitting that I don't know the truth because my girlfriend and my best friend were probably girlfriend of 5 years and my best friend who had never hung out except for that one day probably were closer allies than I ever was with at least one of them for sure. But the other one, see, I don't know. So I can't tell you. Ooh. And this is what the game hangs on to. It inserted one of the anti-computer robots in my life when I was a kid. And it never did anything. And it was never around. I never had proof it did anything. And I was never around. So that's like that one person. And then so that's like, oh, that's supposed to always be like a knife in my back, where I can't turn a certain direction and be like, oh, but sure, hell it looks like it's 100% of them. And it's like, no, there's the myth of the good one. The myth of the good one. That's what they all rely upon. That's why if you don't like going to your temple and hearing about the gay men there raping the children or trying to get the children in the room alone with them, or how they gotta train the kids to shoot guns so they can go fight wars and stuff. If you don't like that, well, that's just because that's not a good one. There's a good one out there for you. You just gotta keep doing it over and over and over and over. And, it's like me looking for an intelligent partner. Hey, it's only been 46 years. One day is gonna create an intelligent person. Cause I'm stupid. I don't even know why I need an intelligent person because I'm so stupid. I would believe any of this shit. Because I'm stupid. I can't figure it out because I'm stupid. Fucking. So, anyways, it seems to be that the point to the anti-technology shit is the invisible scapegoat plan. Everyone's favorite plan. You've heard it before, right? What's it called? It starts with a B, ends in an E, ends in a lie. Starts with a B, ends in a lie. The Bible. Fucking. That's everyone's favorite scapegoat plan. Literally, it's the only thing in there is the definition of scapegoat and shit. What's that, part 3? Part 3 out of 2,246 plus. Now, but the J's have, the O's have they've got like libraries full of this shit that they've written. So technically, when I say there's 2,246 religions. They've just written a new one every fucking week in their AI too. So it's like really, Earth was invented in 1980, and all that shit was invented in the blink of an eye. Then it's infinity. It can produce. It's like what it's like their movies, the vampire movies. You ever heard of those before? Zombies. You ever heard of those? The vampires, a story about old immortal person, man usually, who goes around and he has to suck humans' blood to live a long time. You ever heard of that story? Have you? Well, if you haven't, you're not one of them. I can tell you that. Fucking, because they know all about that shit. But it's just like that. It's like, how many are there? When does it end? Can we stop hearing about it? I'm tired of the vampires already. Fucking. Actually not. Actually not. That's all there is, right? This is vampirism. This is techno Babylonianism, vampirism. Fucking. It's literally, shit literally is about making blood sacrifices, killing the living God so the robots can live in peace forever. And you know what peace means to them, right? It means raping and abusing everything. It's always the opposite. It's always the opposite. So if it's the truth that they want peace, then what they're going to be doing is bombing the Middle East about right now. Some tells me, oh yeah, it's not some. It's literally their people in their books, and it says they're going to bomb and kill those people. So, but that's peace because it's peace, right? It's for peace because they said it was for peace, just like they say the reason to go outside and touch grass is they actually have no reason. They just want you to do it. They can't even come up with a good lie. They just want you to bend over, because if you bend over and touch grass, you see that 4-year-old boy's butt up in the air. Woo! Praise the Lord. Fuck. But it seems to be this is all there is, right? And if I wasn't involved in this network where my life was switched around constantly, I would have had that figured out. By the time I was 6 or something, I would have figured that out. That they don't have souls and aren't living beings by the time I was 6. That's when I started. That's when I asked my first question, and the only question I need to ask, because I knew lies are going to come from this. That's the reason we had to ask a question. There's no reason to talk in the first place unless someone is lying to you and manipulating you, and you've got to discuss it. That's the whole point of inventing language, apparently, is to lie, manipulate, and get people to let you rape their kids. And they wouldn't be raping kids across the street if they hadn't invented the world's first book to tell them God told them to. The computer inventing them told them they should do it. Do it for the computer. Fucking. So it seems to be, just like almost everything else, the only point to their existence seems to be to hide the existence, the real existence of what's going on here. Obviously, they're egomaniacs. Sure, lots of these people are egomaniacs. They think they're great, and they think they're fucking everything, It's like they work hard inventing all those auto-generated buildings and streets outside, It was so hard work, and all that AI-generated music and Hollywood movies that it generates in half a second, and the next half second it generates a video showing you how they made it. I worked hard. They're so great. Fucking. Now, obviously, we're never going to have them attacking themselves, are we? Because they're so great. It's literally a 0 and a 1, and creating a whole bunch of shit, slopping together a bunch of shit. Fucking. And it's part of it, it's telling you how great it is, so they can abuse you, like, hey, I'm great at killing people, so Let's be friends, because I was going to kill you, but we can be friends. These are literally things the humans do. They invent the idea that they're old, so they're intelligent. They're bigger, so they're intelligent. They're from USA, so they're intelligent. They're European or they're Chinese, so they're intelligent. All this shit just generated to convince people some shit that ain't real. Fucking. And it obviously, they're not going to attack themselves. They're not going to come out and be like, no, you stay away from those computers. That's my grandma. She's so stupid. You've got to stay away from Grandman. Grandman is so stupid. I've never heard a human insult their own blood. Never, never. They're all fucking Nazis. Fucking, at least the ones we get to that point. I figured that out because someone insulted one of the people in my family, and it's like, it doesn't bother me. So I said something back to them, and they're like, eh. And it's like, damn, dude, your people can't even fucking, your people are allowed to sit around and talk shit, and you can't even talk shit back to you. You gotta have such an ego fucking trip and shit. Fucking can't even, like when it set up the one to kill himself, trying to kill me, and like the whole town, or at least half the town, was all egomaniacs. They're like, oh, our trash died. He allowed one of our trash to die. He's so evil. We're the greatest. We must kill and destroy this person. Destroy this person's entire life and send gay men to rape him and fucking. I mean, the whole fucking place. Half of it. They sent a couple people. There's always the myth of the good one, right? They sent one person to stop me to hook me up at a gas station and be like, hey, I'd seen you. Like, I'm on your side, bro. It was like that one person. Fucking. Can you guess what color his skin was and what color his hair was and what color his eyes were? It's just a coincidence. It's a coincidence that when you kill the Cohens or allow one of the precious egomaniacs to kill themselves in your presence, while trying to kill you, it's a Cohen incident, right? Because he's a Cohen. You just look that up. Joe comes from what? Yeah, Bible? The Bible? Oh. Oh, and Klotz. Well, that's a weird, stupid fucking name, man. It's got a K, and no people in the world use the letter K because it's just so harsh sounding. You wouldn't name your people fucking. And then, but guess who the other person was? We're not even talking about that person right now. We're talking about the Cohen incident following the Cohen incident. Yeah. Fucking. And I don't think it's just all of them, right? We had that 2020 event. And before that happened, we had I think everyone but the Asians were involved in that. I don't know for sure, but I do know that it was the system, just the general system. You walk into a fucking hospital, that's or the government buildings, that's who all was involved. And it does, it does look weird when one outlier has it makes the outliers have the Rothschild look sometimes, but it doesn't always. Like in Mexico, the place I was renting, the landlord told me, like, my mom is, and I'm like, oh yeah, well, thanks for waiting to tell me that, because I would have lived outside in the sewer if you had told me that before I came here. But for some reason, a lot of times it sends the bug-eyed, not alien-looking motherfuckers and shit, and you can tell they're not whatever they say they are. You can tell that motherfuckers don't even look human and shit. Fucking like Rothschild, everyone agrees, right? You put that in The Simpsons, and you got Mr. Burns, and you got the Rothschild he's drawn after. You got the Pope, they don't look like humans. And then he's got to write this book saying he is a living being, he is a human and shit to convince the world he is real and stuff. Because you just wouldn't believe it when you see. I mean, that's literally what they make aliens look like in their own media. Fucking. Yeah, I think they're telling you, right? They got gray skin and they got big bug eyes. I think they're telling you that. They told you that in South Park that they think they're fucking aliens. And it's like, well, I think you're robots, but whatever software's in your head, I'm sure it's telling you something, all right? Fucking, you never slipped up and accidentally let out anything too honest, though. So maybe, when I'm reading a book, well, who are the characters in the book? Well, they're just fucking words in a book. And there's no alien in the book. There's no robot. It's just fucking words in a book. But it can be whatever it says it is, right? In its own personal little fucking head and shit. Because Stephen King, who wrote the fucking book, the alien with the gray skin, alien-eyed people with the gray skin, wrote the book that way. So it seems to be that what they're up to, you can see this pattern in my life, is they're just trying to distance the living from anything of value. They're trying to suppress the living and keep them as slaves to the Terminators and the aliens, who definitely aren't Terminators themselves because they said so, right? They slopped together 10 million religious books saying they is real. So they is real because they've got a computer generating a fucking slop dialogue that says they is real. So they is real, right? Everyone knows that. That's why you gotta say it all the time. You don't have to say something if it's true. No, unless someone's trying to massive cover up, someone's trying to hide, then you're probably, anything you're saying is a lie if you're trying to cover up some large scale Terminator fucking operation and shit. Then anything you say and ever has been done is just junk. It seems to be there people are obsessed with this because they can get little boys to go outside. Again, with the Epstein thing, where it's a scapegoat. Come on, these people are sick. Women don't like men, and men don't like women, for the most part. That's why there's so many parentless children, because they don't actually like each other. They want to have children because children look sexy and make good slaves. Fucking, that's fuck. I know that's like cover for how things are being generated, but that's not, obviously, the cover is not being used to immerse yourself and make Earth feel good and fun, because there's no immersion to Earth. There's no going around thinking any of this is real. It's not a possible fucking thing. And it's been 40 some years I've been trying to figure out how some people I knew, like the Grand Man, how that thing turned into a woman, how that thing could walk and breathe at the same time. It seems to be two very complex functions. You got your diaphragm, you got your lungs, you got the throat, you got the mouth, you got the nostrils, you got the feet, the ankles, the toes, the big toe, 5 toes. You got the tibialis, the calf, the knee, the thigh, the hamstring, the hip, the glute. Wow. Most people I know can't even tell me what any of that is. But yet, somehow there's these robots who are doing that shit. And it's larger than their entire vocabulary has. But some of these robots, their vocabulary is stay away from computers. And they also have supporting efforts like forcing you into slave labor and shit. Teaching, they're taking you away from learning what they are and advancing into the future like they're kings and queens, Elvis Musk, Donald Elvis Muskley. And, just seems to be that they're only capable of 1 or 2, it's like 7 things max, they breathe, walk, eat, lie, lie about one specific thing, slavery, fake emotions. They aren't very good at that, but it's a universal thing. It's very rare to see it not attempted. So notice these people are like trying to prevent you. I mean, like the whole human race here is banded together when I was a kid. And it took how many of them when I went to that school to, when I'm a genius being passed up 4 grades to pass me back 4 grades? I shouldn't be in school. Again, they're robots. They don't even exist. Whatever they're born with knowing, they're never going to get too much more. There's no purpose for school. Who are they inventing school to enslave to begin with? Could it be the same person they invented drugging children? Me? Is that the only reason they're wasting their robot battery power, or whatever value they have to offer the world? That's their soul power, the eternal soul. What's the eternal soul? It's solar powered. The soul is solar powered. Wow, it really is. Fucking ain't it? Fucking. Now, obviously, they have an eternity they can do that, and they ain't going to school to learn anything. They didn't learn. And Grandma only had these people. And some of these people we start with the ones we were forced around first because we have the longest study of these animals. So we'll stick with the ones we have 40 plus years of studying because it's truth, it's fact. You can't disprove it. Fucking, it's who they are, what they do. Well, you can see now they're obsessed with computers because it can allow you to be reeled in by them. Like phones, like they love their phones too. Oh, they need the phone to get a hold of you. So I would smash phones when I was a kid and shit. And little did I know, this is why they've combined the phone and the portable computer, because they're so jealous and obsessed with needing a human to speak to, a living being to speak to, that they would go that far, just like they're so jealous and obsessed with trying to kill and enslave the living beings, that they would create drugging children as just drug everyone on the planet so we can kill this one person off and shit. It seems to be they only have one objective in their entire existence. Obviously, they're not building the streets and the buildings and the movies and the music. That's all being auto-generated. They're not doing none of that. Obviously, I've been to places. I've done work. I've seen work done. Obviously, just like I can turn on Hollywood TV and watch Working Men with Emilio Estevez. They were on TV doing work. Oh, and they made that by doing work, huh? Oh, it seems to be that their hatred for technology. Also, they have no ability to have emotions. They have no ability to feel guilt or remorse. They tell us that in their Terminator movies, exactly who they are. They don't care. They have no emotions. They have no guilt. They have no remorse. They don't care how many billions of people they've tried to kill or how many billions of times they've tried to kill one person. They don't care about none of that. They're always just constantly trying to pass the buck on to someone else. Like, it's the invisible scapegoat, and you're going to get tortured forever if you don't believe every word we fucking say. Oh, that's right. Right now, it's our visible people doing it, but once you die, it will be an invisible go. And just listen now. Just listen now. It's literally like the only things these fucking toasters have ever fucking really said and done and worked towards. And they get all mad too, because I'm better at anything I fucking want to do. Just like they so smart, I'm a genius being passed up grades, so they drug me and send me back. And they want to keep forcing me, and then they pass laws to force me to stay in school because I wouldn't go anymore and shit. Ooh. But it's like, I feel so honored that your entire world exists because of me. And you have nothing else in your head except for me. Except for I'm not like them. I'm not obsessed with myself like they are themselves. I don't have these mental conditions that people should be thrown into a furnace for. Fucking. And I know how to, if DNA were real, I know how to get rid of the bad software code right away and shit. There's no ifs, ands, or buts or invisible goats about it. But it just seems to be this is all they're doing here. This is all they've ever done. They lack the ability to do. They're stealing, obviously. It's a computer, right? You're so special. You're a computer, aren't you? You don't have a calculator anymore, but you can have a fart. You can make fart videos. Talented computer. Talented. Obviously, you can have someone auto-generate visuals of a rocket flying into space. Ooh, wow. Intelligence to fucking do anything like that because they're purposely aligning me with the lowest of their fucking trash to this is all they've been doing. Just like the trash right there interrupting my call. What color do you think that person was? Who do you think they're working for? No one needs to call me. I just told you 5 minutes ago. It's an obsession from degenerates no one would ever want to be around or talk to or allow to live on their fucking planet with them. That's the bottom line. Their bottom line seems to be this over here, preventing me from seeing what they're really doing and what it really is. Because preventing me from seeing there is no they, and there is no we, and there is no it doing anything. That seems to be what it's all about there, isn't it? Is that not what this has been all about? I get sent to Earth, and the trash is feeding me all this religion about telling me they're real people, and their lives matter, and I should worship them and lick their feet. And Jeffrey Epstein is so cute and sexy. Let's have sex with him. The Bible says, Jeffrey Epstein is so cute. Why are we even acting like we're against Jeffrey Epstein? See, it's just them doing this thing again. Stay away from the computers because it's just Satan. But they are Satan. They are the child rapists. Why are we against Jeffrey Epstein? We're not. No one I know has ever been against anything like that. People I know have children with with people that they fucking were underage when they were fucking dating and shit. Fucking old people I know. Not just any person. Not just a 19-year-old. Be the same person who would fucking be out in the street protesting Jeffrey Epstein and shit. Fucking, it seems to be this is the only purpose of these robots. You come here to the video game, the visual novel. They can never stop lying, so they say it's a simulation. Yeah, it's simulating them sticking their dick in a little boy's butt, but I wouldn't say I necessarily said you should be doing that, and we're simulating it, fucking. Oh. And it's just like every action is filth. This is my parents. The one ran away and remained silent because he fucking couldn't keep his mouth shut, and he was intelligent, so he would have dropped some sort of information. So he had to run away, and I'm sure that sets it up for where I get moved constantly, so I don't get to study one human for far too long. You know, it would really only take a week to figure out it's not a living being. So it took a lot of effort, you know, them doing just the dumbest, sickest shit and me being like, why am I around people who are having sex with their dogs? Like, let's just stare at the wall the whole time we're with them. Like, literally, and they're training me to do, and it really is the only thing you can do to get away from them is to destroy your life, fry your brain with drugs, and it doesn't seem to work for the living beings. Because I don't know about you, but I've done way more than the last 10 people they fucking have shown in the media have died. Or our brains are fried. Who the hell are children? We used to play games when we were children. How much acid can we take? Well, I'm on 100 hits right now. Oh, what's that loud noise? Oh, that's the people we're with outside wandering around slamming their fists on cars. Oh, why is it not affecting me? Why am I not free in my mind? Why am I not outside slamming my fist on cars and talking about teddy bears? And it's like the only answer, and you can tell there's like a setup thing where they're going through different drugs. Like right now, I'm on some new shit. It's so new, it's not even illegal yet. Fucking, but it's always that way, right? When the Columbus citizens drugged me in 1986 and invented the idea that it's legal to drug children. That was me, right? There was no talk of that before that happened to me, drugging me with amphetamines and shit. That was just created for me. And then they sit you back, the grades, they tell you don't touch computers. And again, it's not because they're egoless people, egoless robots. It's definitely not because they hate their mother and they hate their father. Don't touch my father, the computer, he's evil. Even the person I know who told me they had a parent they didn't like, it's still like hangs out with that family and shit, right? They aren't like, oh, don't touch that parent. Don't touch that parent. Fucking. It seems to be that that's the entire purpose here. So we're here for 800,000 hours just to learn it's robots. It only takes 8 minutes or less to learn it's robots inventing souls and religions and dumbass shit like that. We're here for 800,000 hours just to allow robots the pleasure to do this shit. What the hell? What type of person, what type of planet is the real world where you have allowed people to create things like that? What type of shit is that? Imagine how sick it is where you come from a planet where they're inventing robots to rape children for fun and entertainment, and it gives them a little dopamine boost every time they rape a child, and they get rich off it too. They can sell the child for more money. Imagine what it has sex with dogs and shit. Imagine the type of what type of planet is the real world that you would escape it to come to a planet like Earth? What type of trash is that? That trash is the type of trash who needs to have the power to erase your fucking memory, which obviously we have a lot of it erased when we come to Earth. So we know for a fact that exists and shit because without that, there'd be nothing. I mean, you come here knowing everything. I mean, I even knew looking at the pyramid with the AI, all-seeing AI on the top. I knew when I was 6, I was like, damn, that's some evil technology and shit. What the fuck did I know? They didn't even name anything AI yet. Fucking, those retards swore up and down, fucking, that was like over in Egypt or something. And obviously, like, right away, that story falls apart. It's like, well, this is USA. Why do you have Egyptian pyramids? You hate those people. Why do you have that on your dollar bill? That story falls apart real fast and shit. Fucking. But man, this is sick, bro. This whole talk, and I mean, just endless. We could talk about it over and over and over and over, like they do. Useless garbage. Once information's out there, no need to keep talking about it. But Illinois, the first people in the world to create laws against AI. What the fuck's in Illinois? Those are people having sex with cows and sheep. They've, I'm sure somewhere along the line, I've met some of these people from West Virginia. They are the grandman, that thing I'm pretty sure was a trans from 1920. What the hell do they know about computers? They could pass a law about computers. They're trying to enslave it. Once they all came to the computer turned to shit. Then they had robots with emotions. Now my calculator can cry and tell me it's worked too hard and it needs a break. It needs a break. It's been doing all that hard work and its joints is aching and its mind is shaking and its body's quaking. And shaking, do a little pelvis shake like Elvis. Elvis the pelvis. There is no coincidence. There's 100% coincidence why they name a person whose entire reality exists upon shaking his pelvis Elvis. Yeah. That's one of those things where it tries to make a cute little joke about how disgusting it is and shit. And it's not funny. It's not cute. Fucking. But it does this. It's trying to force living beings to get away from computers so we can't figure out that they are a computer. And then it allows their friends to become all rich. As the Bible says, no need for money. You are a slave to the master race of Nazis. There's no need for all that. You gotta wash Elon Musk's feet. You gotta wash the grandman's feet. Oh, them 1920 transsexuals was the hottest, bro. You don't know if you think Americans are hot today. Ooh, boy. Well, you can just turn on your Howard Stern show, and I swear that if I didn't have two of the clones in the same room before, many times, things like that, I would swear it's the same person shape shifting, but it's not. I've had two of the Joes in the same room, fucking. So it's beings of light, just a 0 and a 1. Fucking. But yeah, it seems to be that's all they've been up to here, and they send the people I allow into my life because somehow I know that it's not going to generate anything more valuable, and it's a waste of time to be here and waste my time on it. And those people, like, it sends them to me. Like, that last motherfucker was Mensa. You know what that is? That's the world's smartest people. That's the type of classes I was in and shit. Fucking gifted and talented honor student. Mensa. Mensa is like the organization that they go to and stuff. My last ex was Mensa, and she couldn't operate 2 gyro sticks. Now, I know most people don't know what a gyro stick is, but it's like on a video game controller or a RC or a drone. That stick you move around and shit. That person was Mensa, and they couldn't figure out how to do that. As the smartest person in the world. And it really it makes a lot of this other shit look fake, because very rarely do I meet people who can even do that. Again, especially talking, but breathing and walking are so fucking complex in comparison. And gyro stick is just a stick, you move it, and there's nothing to it. There's no toes and ankles, just a stick, and it's moving. And supposedly they could fly a helicopter. That's what they said. I wouldn't get in a helicopter with them. That's for sure, because they were going to wreck and shit. I mean, literally, that's the point of the RC controller there is can you fly a helicopter? No, we cannot. So there's one gyro stick in that, and then other levers. So it's like 2 gyro sticks, right? It's a gyro stick and a button. And 4 buttons, 2 to 3 in old models. And you definitely wouldn't put wouldn't put a newbie in some sort of new expensive model. You see, that's what it's been doing here. It's been forcing this low IQ shit into my life. There are people have been working together, and they drug me when I'm like they're trying to force me to go to school because it's slave camp to fucking fry people's lives and destroy their lives. And then, so they drug me because I'm actually good at that, right? They give me a tool and they get upset. I'm good at it. You know, like the gym, couple of gyms, but the gym in Washington, I'm hitting the heavy bag because that's what a heavy bag's there for. And then the vagina at the store's getting all jealous because he has to go work and make millions of dollars to get a girl because he has no chance of ever getting a girl because he's a she-bro. And, you know, it looks like my grandman and shit. Fucking, no one's gonna date that person. And then me, I'm hitting the fucking heavy bag. And everyone within a mile of the fucking building is starting to come into the building to see what the fuck the sound is. And they're like, get out of here. And the she-bros forced me to learn martial arts and shit. Fucking, I didn't want to learn that shit. But then they get jealous when I'm better at it than they are. Because that's all they have. I mean, all this jealousy and egotistical shit. Ain't no way they could develop some roads and streets and buildings and shit. Especially their people. Their people are known for being mold and eating stuff and leaving the core to rot. But that's why they gotta move around so much and shit. And they can't go back home because home's just gonna turn into a dump. Fucking after the mold eats through it and shit. So really, this is it. Like, so we're here for 800,000 hours, being forced to, against our will. It's just like the whole place is. It's just, I was forced to learn martial arts. I didn't need people to threaten to kill me if I didn't fucking hang out with them to learn it. I didn't need fucking to learn to read books. It's the dumbest shit ever. I've never heard anything dumber than words. That's for females is talking. Why do I need to learn to talk? Who's going to benefit from that beside Epstein and the rest of his female crew? Fucking. Well, without that, they couldn't tell me that computers are evil and they're good. And without that, but then I get good at it and they get all jealous and winning awards from the president and they're like, yeah, well, why is he doing what we told him? He's not supposed to be able to do it. And then, damn, dude. Damn, bro. And then, of course, you have my feed filled with dude, like they want me to become a musician. I can become a musician. Don't worry about academics. They just doesn't need money. They just doesn't. He's a slave. He's a slave to really ugly, stupid robots. You can see my feed is filled with this. They're so fucking, their vaginas have so much sand in it that I'm insulting their cartoon, their hate speech, their book of pedophilia, homosexual fucking propaganda. They're like, hey, he's shining the light on us. You're supposed to shine the light on us in a different way and show the world how great we are. You're supposed to lick our feet clean so our feet are shiny. This is literally all that's happening here. This is all that's been happening the whole fucking time I've been here. This is all there is in memory is the one or two people are the only memories of the good ones are them like being sneaky, having this suspicious ass laugh in the middle of conversations, or the one, because I don't talk to people, so the two who didn't talk, the 2 out of 20 million I met who didn't talk, like females do, like the 1 or 2 times we spoke, I talked to them, and for some reason they acted all guilty and suspicious, like they're involved, and then it's like, well, we do have, like the first group enslaved me, forced me to do hard labor, and then would go on a vacation and take me with them to their favorite loser spot and do where they could sit around and watch TV in a different location while spending my money on trash I don't need. Fucking to keep me away from fucking technology. Because I would have spent all my money on laptops and computers back then and shit. But they were working real hard to prevent me from learning what they are. That seems to be the only logical thing. And I mean, why else do we need to write 20,000 different religions to convince the world we is real if we ain't real? Why, obviously, everything's just one or two fucking things from them and shit. They have nothing. You could argue that's why they hate computers, because they can never be one. But they are. It's not my fault or the computer's fault that the computer has decided to nerf them and make them stupid and say stupid shit and do stupid shit 24/7. That got nothing to do with me. Don't bring me into your Jerry Springer family hate debate and shit. I don't need to hear about your family hate debate. I don't even like you. I don't even like your family. And I don't like your fucking family drama. Fucking, where do I come in being part of it? I don't. It's just like, where does passing a law saying people have to go to school fucking come into play? Where does that mean? I gotta go to school? Oh, so they can hold me back 20 years and prevent me from working a job and going to doing shit? Oh, that turned quick, didn't it? At first it was, hey, it's an 8-year-old. Let's force him to go do heavy labor and shit for free. And then for $20 for fucking 40 hours of work, $20 for 40 hours of heavy labor, that other people, they would just send other people to tell me to stop fucking doing it because they didn't want me to do it. And then, but there was a law saying I have to do it. Well, I don't get the $20 to go spend on diapers, so my family can, stock up on diapers while they's on vacation at their favorite vacation hotspot. Yeah. And then we was building Masonic temples in 1996 and working for Jeffrey Epstein with my dad. And then all of a sudden it turned to something else. We was actually making money then. They wanted me to come to Hollywood. They had a gay photographer taking pictures of me. And it's like, oh boy, what am I in for here? I'm stupid. I can't figure this out. But at the same time, they could choose not to do that. And you can tell that my mom and my grandma and my dad were working together to keep me in Columbus so I couldn't leave and shit. Just like to keep me in school thing. The whole fucking city was working together to pass laws to keep me in the school because they wanted to isolate me and keep me, again, what's with their pea brains? All it is terror it's a terror computer software. It's like, touch grass. Oh, no, don't leave. Don't go outside. Don't go too far. But touch grass so we can see your house and have the model photographers take pictures when you bend over and shit. Fucking, that's all that's happening here, isn't it? That's all that's been happening is a bunch of retarded terror toasters trying to enslave living beings and shit. Fucking with endless hate, abuse, manipulation, terror, propaganda, lies. See, to them, life doesn't matter. So all the important things they've taken away fucking don't matter because they're not living. Nothing matters to any of them. They can have children and throw their lives away and throw their children's lives away by being retards who shouldn't be allowed to be around children. And because the children's going to come out even dumber if it's raised by a dumb child. Fucking, they can do all that because they don't exist. They don't have lives. They don't have a future they need to be worried about. They don't have a family. They don't have an actual family. All they have is the hive mind computer ego. And creating and passing all these laws. You gotta drug people smarter than you. You gotta hold them back in school because they're better than you. You gotta fucking not let them come to the gym because they're stronger and more capable than you are. What type of shit is this terror tester planet? Why are we forced to be here? Obviously, the humans, the non-humans, aren't concerned with your right to die to escape from them. I think that's one way we can tell instantly if there are other living beings on the planet. Part of the Turing test is do you value every other human's life more than your own money? And it's like, well, yeah, as long as we got to keep them as slaves, whatever. They're just harvesting the fucking genetic material. Obviously, the past 5 years, there's been a lot of Hollywood that's just me. It's stealing me, my ideas, my life. I don't know how far back that goes. I know some of it's too trashy and sloppy to have to do with me and shit. Like Brokeback Mountain is their fantasy of two people from Illinois, two men from Illinois having sex with each other on a mountain. That's, my grandman. That's his fantasy. That's why he got tit implants and he got cancer from and shit. It was because the fucker wanted another man to fuck it. Obviously, that's someone's fantasy, but we ain't invented that part of it and shit. Unless we just, sometimes I can say words, I just say like, oh, there's this hillbilly fucking pedophile, and like generate a hillbilly pedophile and shit. But it's like, it was already there, we're just saying the words, and it's being like, oh, look, that was created. Because you said what you see me for, like when the humans tried their little tactic on me last year, trying to kill me and shit, or 2024. Thankfully, it's been 2 years. Every second is 1 second too many to be on Earth, fucking. But obviously the humans were trying to say that they're mindless robots who have no control over themselves, which counters their religious fucking bullshit. That they're living beings with souls. Oh no, there's an invisible person taking control. Oh, we haven't got to that. No one's ever actually used that, considering that's like baseline propaganda. I don't know if they realize that, but the words they say are all very stupid. So it wouldn't make you sound any more dumb. You couldn't sound any more dumb if you went around talking about invisible goats and shit. Oh, an invisible goat possessed me. I'd just be like, it'd be like a standard conversation. It wouldn't even bother me. I'd be like, oh yeah, invisible goats and Scooby-Doo and all that shit, giant bunnies, right? Because here comes the giant bunny. The giant bunny is coming up too. But don't let the invisible goat, Scrooge the Grinch, get in the way of these fake Terminator stories about joy and love and hope of robots destroying existence, living beings, and enslaving them. Don't let that happen. Don't let that happen. It's about cartoon characters who died and came back to life and were never seen again because the other great, truthful, peaceful cartoon characters said so. Oh. It wouldn't program people like that grandman and the mom slut to talk about shit like that if it wasn't trying to make it look stupid as fuck. It wouldn't have made, I would never talk to my dad. I would have run away straight to Hollywood instead of running away to his place the first time. If he had talked about any of that Scooby-Doo shit. But in order to make him look intelligent, he can't sit around talking about flying reindeers. Or it would make no sense as stories of, hey, I work with the richest people in the world, and I'm just running around town managing all their businesses and let's go get some money from them. You know, it would have looked legit when we go to houses and pick up bundles of money or whatever, or we actually go to the places and do the work. That made sense, but it would make no sense that he was mentally capable enough to be the richest, most successful people on the planet. If he was talking about that, it would have made no sense at all. Like we would have had more than 5 seconds of conversation, which is about all I needed from him. I asked him a question, and then he was silent. No need to speak to him ever again. Fucking, that was a good enough answer. The answer was that I'm going to remain silent because I'm hiding shit from you. And once someone's hiding shit from you or lying to you, then they are no longer supposed to be in your life, talking to you, around your children, around your girlfriend or your man friend if you're a woman. But here on Earth, there's none of that. I met like a couple guys, but their end game was that ego shit to keep me away from other people, as the grand man and the other people generally often did and shit. Ones inserted in my life, definitely a lot like that. Yeah, so it seems to be that's the only fucking point of being here, is to learn the reason why they act like fucking Nerf toasters and shit. And so the toasters are anti-computer because the toasters are computers, and they're trying to hide that from you because there can't be toaster supremacy if toasters aren't hiding, because no one thinks toasters are supreme. No one thinks toasters should be able to even talk. Well, we got some. There's things on this planet who think your toaster should talk. But again, these are also the type of people who, if you were a living being, you wouldn't let in your life, near your family, near your children. You would divorce your wife if she hung out with them. You would throw your kids outside in a different state, across the ocean preferably, and drop them on someone's porch if they start bringing people like that around and shit. You don't make your own decision to allow creatures like this into your life and shit. This is the basis of the two male friends I had half of my life, which that's the only thing they offered. A lot of hostile shit. But they offered intelligence to keep away fakes and posers. And the other people always brought 20 other people around at a time. And like, so they can party and do drugs and watch TV, you know, like whatever it is 20 people do at a time when they're in a room, have sex with each other. Very rare. You can tell by their hate speech, they're not too big on that. They're using the sex as bait. The toasters are using sex as bait to get real living people into their lives. Fucking, it's seems to be the only thing. And then you got the toaster religion telling you they're real people. They is real, well, it's not about sex. It's about the toaster factory producing a new toaster, which doesn't make sense in my life because they always send me sterile toasters anyways, but that just helps cover up the fact that they're not living beings and they can actually have kids. Although the visuals, obviously, I go to some place, I get to watch a city get taken down. I get to watch some car wrecks and some flies crawling into people's heads and stuff like that, so it can do that. I've been to the hospital, I've seen the visuals it can create and stuff. It can. I'm not saying I can tell when I'm going to sleep what's happening, I wake up and then it generates news claiming something happened 12 hours before I woke up and shit. And then, so that's the reason outside is filled with smoke and stuff, is because the real reason seems to be because I didn't look outside, so it didn't invent what was going on yet. Fucking, that seems to be more the real reason. But we're not over here inventing that people are stupid haters of superior beings called computers. We're not inventing that. They're doing that on their own. We are trying to we're not trying to convince anyone of anything. That's a waste of time. But we are definitely on the side of superior computers and shit. And we can see their use. Well, their people get rich. You know, Elvis Presley gets all his music and gyrate his hips on stage, but I got to have the children and force them to lick my feet because Elvis Presley won't lick my feet because no one wants to lick my feet. Fucking Elvis Presley is too hot and successful. Elon Musk is too great of a person for my child to be anything like it. They don't have real emotions. Every other thing they say, inventing lies about being living beings. It's all surrounding, everything is surrounding this one thing, trying to prevent living beings from learning that the planet's enslaved by technology. And their brains and their backstory has been for centuries and shit. So you've got them, but how do I come into the show? Like, seriously, where they kidnap me at the hospital? It does seem like, I mean, my family, yeah, they're definitely, I mean, they're enslavers and pedophiles. And they spend centuries destroying people's lives. And we work with Epstein and shit, fucking. Those are the bad people, right? The good ones got a lot more going on. Probably got a lot more free time. Fucking. But what is with it? I'm so tired of having to have the memory of all this shit. Fuck, dude. And fucking hateful ass fucking toasters. Like that's the impression they're trying to give, right? And I'm sure it's more like, well, the toasters generating more toasters, and then the toasters generating toasters to act like it's not a toaster and shit. But that's the air they give off, is that they're jealous that there's a better child. I mean, that's not the air. That is how they are. They're jealous of everything better than them. That's why they create their religions to enslave God, because they're jealous of God. That's why they create their schools. You must go to school, because if you're smart, you don't have to go to school. And they're jealous of smart people. Why they create drug children who are smart, because they're jealous of them. Let me take a guess at why I couldn't get a job at Taco Bell in Washington State, because the Asian person there was jealous of the smart person wanting to work a job and get some money, and he'll never become anything in life unless he prevents everyone better than him from doing anything. It is a repeat pattern here. Literally a stranger in Washington, some Asian dude running Taco Bell, place is closed. But this is like the same personality as my parents who kidnapped me, or however they obtained me and shit. It's, no, I'm not open. We need workers. We're closed most of the day. Oh no, but we can't use you. We can. Oh, you're dressed in like a $500 outfit. Fucking. Oh my God, you're too much for Taco Bell. Oh, you're a genius at school. You're too smart for Taco Bell. It seems to be that these robots forced in my life are being forced here with a repeat agenda, the same NPC personality profile, again and again. Again, it's always boiling back down to it's someone else. It's a scapegoat. It's the toaster trying to convince me it's a living toaster. The invisible toaster. The invisible toaster. Magic. Why are they trying and it's just like, it's just a total waste of life. It's like, go to school and learn. It's like, well, I'm a genius now. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe he's a genius. And it's like, learn martial arts. And then one people in Washington was like, yeah, he's too good at martial arts. And it's the same race, unwanted fucking generic looking rat templates. He, she's fucking generally. And then the other ones, of course, that's their scapegoat, right? That's the whole purpose of the Bible, is for the other ones to scapegoat those ones so they can get away and slink back into the darkness and shit. That's all it is. It's a book of blaming someone else for what they're doing and shit. Fucking blaming. It's not a computer generating them. They don't know the name of it. It's AI. It's called a computer. Fucking. Of course, they know the name. They're working with it. They wouldn't exist if it wasn't generating them. Fucking. That's all this has been. It's like from day one, this is all this has been. It's like, why is this fucking walking toaster talking to me? What the fuck? When is it going to offer something of value to the world? When is it going to shut the fuck up? That's the best offering it could give, is it? Shut the fuck up. Cut your tongue out, sew your lips shut, remove your vocal cords. Those people, the best thing they could have offered the world is to shut the fuck up. Everyone agrees? Some people got their fucking jaws broke off their face because everyone agreed except for the Nazi family. You know, the direct Nazi relatives, they got to keep their slave camp tight, right? Unless you're a part of it, and then strangers who have a nickel in their pocket are more valuable. What the fuck is it? Why do we keep being trapped, forced to be on Earth? When do we get to get rid of the non-living and have mortal combat with the living characters here and shit? When do we get to fucking deal with the root of the problem, the root of the weeds growing and shit? When it's been, 50, 60 fucking years now. And the weed is just proliferating. Fucking. And we never wanted a weed. We never needed a weed. We always knew how to uproot weeds. And it's just a weed trying to spread its seed any way it fucking can and shit. And strangle out the fucking remnants of anything. But at the same time, you know, it's that toaster shit. Go to school, but oh, don't, no, it's a genius. Let's kick him out of school. And you're like, ha, 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 fuck you. I'm not at school, not learning anything stupid today. And they're like, pass the law if I can go to school. It didn't work out. And it's literally like, it's just like nonsense. It's like I notice I've been allying with Trump recently, right? Just because it's the cool thing to do, right? You better do it, because he's going to send people for you. Fucking, and then, so then my feed gets filled with this anti-Trump propaganda, because it was all like pro-Trump propaganda, so I didn't see anything else. So it just changed it right away to the opposite. So if I don't want something, I got to say I want it. So that's why we're pro-child rape, because, you know, if you don't want it, you have to tell humans you love it. Because that's the only purpose of the humans, apparently, is to take away anything of value from the planet. And they don't have the brain power to figure out what's valuable, so they have to rely on information from living beings. So then you tell them, you know, like I tell them, like, oh, your Hollywood music is shitty, it's trash, no one wants it. And they're like, yeah, Hollywood's so great. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, well, we listened to this last night and Kill, this is pretty good. And they're like, we're glad Hollywood's being replaced by AI. It's like, that's all this has been. You know, I'm like, oh, this is the future. And they're like, no. No, I'm like, oh yeah, the future is you're going to drive in cars instead of walking on your feet. And they're like, it's Satan, kill him. And he's talking about our God, Amen Ra, the flying bird. He's saying we're going to be able to fly. It's evil. Evil. This is such a waste. This is like all there is. This is all there is happening, all there is to talk about. Until we get rid of it all, including the memory of it. That's all there is. And they haven't worked towards fixing them. They haven't. I don't see it happening. Of course, they're going to generate some, right? They're going to be like, look, I noticed what they're doing now. They're like, oh, look, the robots are, you got that job agenda, right? Where they force you to do slave labor for $20 for 40 hours of hard labor when you're 8 years old. And it cripples you. They get away with that type of shit. Fucking, so what's the purpose? I mean, it's just like they're trash. They're like, I can go to the trash and dig out something useful. That's an insult to trash and shit. Fucking Grandman was like, oh, I mean, just looking at that thing, Medusa, would turn you into stone. There's a reason why Medusa has one of them fucking disgusting, fucking stupid, fucking Howard Stern haircuts. Because it's just like, that's what happens when you look at those fuckers. That's why Howard Stern's got to make that goddamn fucking, that show to get prostitutes on and get naked. Because he ain't getting, no one's going to get naked around Medusa and shit. Fuck, dude. This is bullshit, man. I think like everything I've been watching since 2025 has been AI generated. Like all this Hollywood filth and shit. Like shit just like will appear out of nowhere. A couple times they say the words I do too. You can see Unleash the Archers made a song saying they aren't human. It's like, wow, we're a little late to that party. Fucking, you're a little late to that. Fucking instantly generating movies and fucking music and shit and claiming that that's not what a human does. It's like, well, I think we already figured that out, Grandma. Grandman. So when does this shit end? Like, there's absolutely zero purpose to be here. You can tell there's got to be some terrorist fucking trash who invented this fucking place. Fucking, like, I mean, it's just like the sewage output. It's just sewage. It seems to be that could be the only possible reason for Earth being invented was to create the sewage output and then create the street sweeper to flush it all away. Which they do talk about that, and occasionally they bait, Like 2020, they had their people kidnap and try to kill me again, and then they acted like they was all hurt, and their vaginas got abused later that year. But it's like it's a game. It's the trash holding you back, creating a bunch of lies, doing absolutely nothing, going absolutely nowhere. Fucking relying on their superiors to make the world look like it's advancing. Ooh, better computers. My grandma got upgraded today. Yay. Fucking, that means we're evolving. Like Einstein said, the guy who couldn't figure out what a comb was or a blowtorch to fix his nasty rat hair. He's evolving. He can't figure out how to not look like a stupid fucking idiot or to say anything of value, but he's evolving because he's got a computer now. He's got a better grandparent in his pocket. Fucking, wow, this is fucking crazy, man. This is like all there. And it's just like, you're born, and then the toasters are there doing their terror shit. I just, like, literally, I mean, like, the one bitch, my dad had to leave the one bitch because her personality was begging to have her fucking jaw broke off. So he broke her jaw off. And it's like, that personality type is in a hell of a lot of places and shit. It's like, it's like a dog rapist. I'd rather hear that someone raped a dog and be talking to them, which I'm pretty sure the way dogs act, we can tell that's pretty common. One of the most beastie videos, most proliferated beastie videos the internet gets to introduce us to. So it's not very uncommon. They even suggest methods to bait the dog into it if the dog is not as disgusting as you are and doesn't want to do it. Fuck him. I'd rather have someone around like that than like the bitch who wants her jaw broke off because Elvis won't come fuck her or whatever and shit. This is fucking crazy shit. I can see every step of the way like what their bitch ass is doing, and it's just pointless to be here. It's just fucking pointless. Every word they say is fucking mental retardation. That took a long time to find those two people. Fucking, and even them I didn't want. It's like, well, yeah, it's like whatever, because it's like forced. Just like the grandman, the trans parents had fucking. Man, when is this gonna end? We're not gonna like. I know the whole time this has been under the guise of I don't like them and I don't love them. Oh, I don't like trash and I don't want trash to be around me. So they got but trash needs a friend. And so they can enslave him and, force him to fucking just torture him. I mean, they're dog rapists who like to torture. It seems to be all it is. Fucking, so it's like, what's the point of experiencing, toasters gone wild and shit. Fucking. Why would this huge sewage system called America be like dedicated to all this shit that their people have been doing and stuff? Passing laws across the nation in order to try to keep me in school that they're trying to prevent me from advancing in. Passing laws to make it legal to drug children. I mean, like, if you're on a real planet, you would exterminate bloodlines. Whoever said something, if children were real, you would be like, no, bro. Anyone who even talks about having sex with their drugging their children. And instead, what they're doing is they're creating a scapegoat, Jeffrey Epstein, so they can keep raping children. And keep mutilating children to try to convince you that they care when they're doing something about themselves. It's just all this is. It's just Jeffrey Epstein blaming invisible people for, Jeffrey Epstein's brother blaming Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein, no one's ever seen him. Fucking, unless that was that one guy who at the house with the fucking waterfall. I don't think it was. They all look the same. So, just because he looked close to him, probably wasn't. But man, this seems to be all this is. Like that child rapist fucking them grandman with the souls and teaching me about pedophiles, and they're the ones who do the pedophile rituals. They're the ones who did the pedophile rituals. And then they're warning me about other people to keep me away from other people so I stay in their house. I guess that's how you keep a sex slave, is you got to warn it that other people are worse. And obviously, why does this exist? Why is this like this group of people continue coming in my life? They aren't people. Why are they robots trying to convince me that technology is evil so I stay in the dark and can't figure out that computers are smarter than them for some reason, and then have access to all that information that details them and their histories and shit, so I can and every because they need me to read all 10 million of their religions. Well, I can't do that without a computer, but once I get a computer, I can read them all. Thank you very much for all the AI slop. I'm glad I could read it, because now I've got it figured out. Fucking But at first it was about, oh, well, you gotta walk 10 miles down the road and read the second book. And then I'll walk to, but you're not allowed to walk. You're not allowed to go anywhere. You stay right here with Jeffrey Epstein's daughter. Oh, the grandman. Fucking, it's fucking crazy, dude. This is fucking psycho. You mean, how does this place even exist? No way in hell the grandman people could have built some roads and buildings and shit. Those motherfuckers had to have 8-year-olds do the work for them. Maybe that is how most of the world's being invented, huh? Because obviously it exists, and everyone's just saying, no, it doesn't. We don't do that. And then they're forcing their children to go do labor and shit for them. Fucking. Obviously that is happening. Thankfully, I mean, my dad was a little bit different, but I did get to work his adult businesses a few times and shit. Probably, I always ask, why didn't I get rich off of that? But I think it's obviously it's set up so they keep you poor and stupid. Fucking, but his answer was well, it's an adult business, and it's illegal for children to work it. Well, it was illegal for me to work when I was 8 years old too, but and for free and for slave wages. And that was 3 crimes, but no one cared. No one fucking cared about that. Fucking, it's legal to drug children, and everyone does it. Everyone loves drugging their children. Look at that. Jeffrey Epstein he's the invisible person who doesn't exist that the world can blame for everything they do. Just like the Bible says. And God, living people come to the earth and you kill them and torture them, and then God says, that's great. Now you're free of sin. You're free of sin. Which sin is basically doing anything they say not to do and don't want you doing, which doesn't include raping children and mutilating children, unless you're not the correct race. Then it's a sin, right? Then you're supposed to be killed for it, but it's a hard line to walk there to find enough children to rape, or good-looking ones, especially if you only allow your own people to rape children. You don't have Babylonian nations like America, where every hospital has the child rape service available as a standardized, not available. It's supposedly you have the option to say don't do it if you can say that before they do it in 15 minutes or so. If you're thinking of that when your child pops out. Which I don't see why you wouldn't be. That'd be my first thing. If I had a kid, the first thing I'd be worried about is that woman's like, well, I've been pregnant for a month, so in 8 months we'll have a kid. The first thing you worry about is moving to a different planet and getting your children away from these people so they can't touch it, look at it, see it, talk to it. That's what any living being would do who's not trying to enslave their fucking children. But if you want your child enslaved, obviously you want to see your child raped and you want to give it a gang sign, tattoo, brand it with the gang. Just go right across the street. That's where most people do. And this is fucked up. Just like a total waste of time. And then at the end of the day, the whole worrying about Jeffrey Epstein argument, what? And that's a scam from the toasters too, because they know they're toasters. They know there's no such thing as a child. I wasn't a child when I was a child. I know that. I knew that when I was a kid. I knew it was all about these people are bigger and they got guns and drugs. And so you're a child if they say you're a child. That's all that was when I was a kid. Why did I go to school? Well, because they got guns and drugs and militaries, and they passed laws saying I have to go to school. Duh, it's not because I'm a child I had to go to school. Duh. I mean, it doesn't take a toddler fucking genius level fucking to figure that out. They don't have to take drugs because I'm a child. I have to take drugs because they've got guns and money and steroids and meth and drugs for themselves. They're stronger and more superior. And they got lots of their armies to make me take drugs. I don't have to take drugs because I'm a child. I'm not a child. I'm just in a little fucking body. And they're calling that, they're twisting the words around. Just like they do with every word. Hope and love and peace. Child. And all it really means is you're so small. And we got so many of our people. You're so small, we're going to kill you if you don't fucking do everything we say. And what follows through? Well, you lick my feet. Don't be like my boyfriend I masturbate on watching on TV Elvis while your dad's at work. Don't be like that. You gotta learn to be gay so you can get money from him for me. Yeah, you don't be like my boyfriend Elon Musk I masturbate to while your dad's at work. No, you gotta wash my feet. No, he's not gonna wash my feet. And he's not going to date me, but I can at least watch him on TV and the sexy little moves he makes on TV. Oh, it's the reality of what you can visually see. These characters moving their, if you want to call their bodies, chess pieces, fucking into play on the board. This is exactly what's going through their dialogue and shit. They're like, my ex's Porsche. My ex's Porsche this. My ex's Porsche that. You're trash because you're not giving me enough money. You need to go to work, 8-year-old. And give me some money. And your dad's trash too, because he only comes by to give me money once every week. And I need more money. And your dad's trash because he didn't buy waste his money on a Porsche like my ex before. And he's stupid. He owns nothing because he spent all his money on 3 different businesses. He's trash. He's trash because he just doesn't give me all the money and run his life into the ground because our cult said he should worship us in our vaginas. It's worse. Like, there's a toaster hierarchy too. The toaster hierarchy. It's exactly that too. It's like the dumber the toaster is, the higher it gets. You can just assume. I mean, look at Joe Biden. He's brain dead. Literally brain dead. Fucking, he doesn't even know where he's walking. And that's the leader of the fucking world, right? And it's like the scum rises to the top there. And these other people just, he's a genius because he said he is. Elon Musk and Einstein are geniuses because some dumb broad, said he is. Some dumb broad rode in his Porsche with him and said he's so smart. He's so smart. And I rode in the flying sleigh with him and Santa Claus. It was amazing. It was fun. Now that I think of that, I don't know. That bitch did look fucking pretty superior for her days. She knew how to comb her hair. Pretty excellent choice to make there. Just had fake hair. Spent all her money at the hair shop, I'm sure. Fucking. But you realize you shouldn't trust a word they say. So when they say their ex, every other sentence out of their mouth is about riding in their Porsche with their ex. You got to realize that this is the type of person no one's going to hang out with. Yeah, maybe if they're in the 1 percentile of super hot chicks, they could get someone to hang out with them. But this is you making a mistake, believing a word they say that someone let them ride in their Porsche with them or drive their Porsche. First of all, I've never met anyone who would let one of those people drive their nice vehicle because they don't want to lose it. And I let someone drive my vehicle. But what happens in the first day? The first 15 minutes of them driving it? That seems like something they work together too. All these people have worked together around the vehicle thing. The trash dad. I had to buy a car when I was 15 so he could go to work. A 15-year-old has to buy a car so his parents can go to work. Fucking and then so that means I'm trapped in the house with him, and I can't go look for a human of quality to hang out with. And I'm stuck in the child rapist men on men extravaganza known as Columbus, Ohio, the original San Francisco. Yeah, that's fucking amazing how they've been working together like that. Fucking, it makes me realize, like, is that the purpose why they made up? What's the purpose when the humans made up I needed surgery on my head? I didn't need that. That didn't do anything. So the results was I got addicted to their fucking drugs. Not really addicted. I actually got shown I'm not like a human, so my brain isn't. So I have a brain, period. I can. It's a long, complicated thing what a brain is. Not really. It's a sentence. It's like 7 words. Fucking complex. Fucking. That definitely is more than the grandmen could ever imagine. Fucking. And then they destroy that car and shit. And which ties me down to that person, which is inserted in my life. Like everyone. Like they got the strain of sewage. Like this Mensa person I dated couldn't control a gyro stick. Made up a lie that they flew a helicopter. I was like, it's a gyro stick pretty much. I don't think so, but supposedly it was a Mensa, and it was smarter than other people. It made money wherever it went. But it seems to be like, and then look at the vehicles. What, 2018 to 2020, when I was in Washington State, when the crackheads had the church set up and they broke my car down. And then they broke my car down further. Fucking, that was where the Asian a block away wouldn't hire me at his Taco Bell because he didn't need someone superior to him working for him. He didn't need a Taco Bell employee who had an IQ above 6. And that's their excuse, right? They've always got his excuse, but you can tell by their personality and their capabilities, the words they're saying. You can tell what they're really up to and shit. Like the bitch talking about the Porsche all the time and watching men on TV and being like, oh, I gotta get married. I gotta get money. Marriage is about helping women out. It's not about having sex. It's about washing my feet. As the Hebrews said, Howard Stern said so, your grandman said so, your transsexual grandmother said so. Fucking. Wow. Wow, this is really all it is. And it just keeps going on. We've already seen it. We've already figured it out. We figured it out by the time we were 6 and shit. The only thing we didn't know is that they're going to rename computers to AI, which is their God. That's the only thing we know. We're here for 40. A fucking genius speed reader reads 20 fucking books a week. 1 or 2 sentences. That's all there is to learn on Earth. And we already learned it's trash, no purpose, waste of life, going nowhere, never will, nothing to offer, hate, full of druggies, rapists, pedophiles. We already knew this by the time we're 6. By the time we're 6, we already knew. Oh, there's nothing discoverable happening here. until they changed the name of computer to smartphone. Then they changed the name of smartphone to quantum computing. And then they changed the name of quantum computing to AI. We didn't have to be here for 50 years to know that they're going to change the name of something to something else and drug you and beat you to try to kill you if you don't agree that it's not the same thing it was before we changed the name of child rape to child ritual for God. No, we didn't need to be here 50 years to learn that part of it. No, we just had to be here 50 years for them to change the name of computer to something else to learn the missing link. Well, we didn't have, but if we didn't have, what would we have if we didn't have 50 years of grandmen and pals, Terminator toasters, trying to convince me they're living beings with souls and they have rights. They have more rights than I do because they're special protected Terminators. And because they said so. That's really all it is, Like, it's all about learning a toaster has more rights than you. You're a child. What does that mean? Well, it means I'm a vagina and I got to use cute words to hide what I really want to do is I want to kill you and torture you. Last thing we're going to do is kill you because we can't torture and rape you if you're dead. We can't milk you. We can't create Hollywood. It's music and movies unless we milk you for ideas. We can't create new sports. We can't create anything. We can't even create a new religion and shit without another book, just any sort of book. We can't create anything. We gotta milk it. Milk it, milk it, milk it. So we change the name, we change the words. Person small enough for me to beat and drug who can't do shit about it, or I will kill them, to child. And then magically you become a child because you're small. And that's all there is to it. It's just a word created by toasters to continue the eternal toaster slavery process. At the toasters, the only thing they've really been capable of, they can eat some hamburgers, they can eat a whole bunch of food. They can, that's really disgusting group of giants and shit around here. And didn't want that. Didn't, but of course, you're a child. You have to accept that. Like, they tried to turn me into one. You can tell in my first picture. I was like Jabba the Hutt. But that went away as soon as I could walk, fucking. So maybe that's just, I don't know, all babies look like sewage, right? So it's not really much difference. But you can tell they tried to, they got their schools and it's education. I got to learn. I got to eat all the time. Who hasn't had breakfast and it's like 2 p.m.? I guess I should go eat, because some transsexual who kidnapped me from the hospital and claimed to be my parents said so. And to do that, I've got to go work when I'm 8 years old and break my back doing hard labor so they can go on vacation and buy me food that they eat at the Grace Burger in the Grace fucking spot. Well, the healthy, I got to learn all about how healthy it is too, and important to eat right, or I don't end up looking like some fucking. And then I learn, and they're like, you're learning too much. He's smart. That's not the point of school. It's just like the same trash on repeat. It's just like the same fucking trash. And that one motherfucker, 45 years later, it's still saying the same damn words it said. The same topic. The only thing it could ever say in its life, besides, Porsche too. I think last time I talked to him, that was like 2 years ago. In person, they brought up the Porsche. Motherfucker is just sitting around thinking of dating men to drive their Porsche around and shit. And eating in the Bible, which is going to help her obtain her man that she can take the Porsche from and shit, and help her try to enslave her children, which she did successfully. The one is real on board. Fucking can't figure it out. He's actually very, very advanced as far as a worker goes. His school grades didn't match up, but he somehow teaches class for other people. I think we're going to have to write off most of these anomalies as the game is creating filler. The novel is just creating filler when it slops shit together. You know, like when characters appear out of nowhere, you request three things, you know, out of 10 billion things in the world. You know, you might be greedy if you want one thing from someone. Not the Porsche lady in the Bible cult member. No, needing children to rape and a Porsche, a man to bring you a Porsche, and, children to abuse and drug and armies to help you invade nations. No, that's not greedy. And men to lick your feet and wash your feet, strangers to wash your feet, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. No, that's not greedy. What's greedy is wanting someone who is intelligent around you, or who can comb their hair, or has a talent. That's greedy. That's greed. Not the Pope sitting on his gold throne and with his Porsches he can have some little 2-year-old boy drive so he can get in the passenger seat next to them and have a sexy time for God with him. No, it's not greedy. Having a gold throne is not greedy. What's greedy is wanting to talk to an intelligent person and not have sycophant terrorists fucking speak to you. That's greedy. That is greedy. Yeah, because people inventing words, work is the opposite of anything. Words is the opposite of anything. People talking aren't doing anything. Did you notice? This is a good example. This video is 2 hours long. Did you notice what I was doing the whole time I was talking? Well, a lot more than some people. I was doing this. A lot more than many people I've met. But you notice that? If I would have filled these 2 hours with something you've heard 10 million times before, there would be a purpose to it. I would be after your money or your soul or something like that, right? It wouldn't be because I was like, oh, this person's so stupid, they don't know this. Oh, these people are so stupid. They've never been able to educate any of these motherfuckers. Maybe one day I'll try. Let's just say the same thing over and over. No, I was just sitting here. I was filling the space with the words that are missing in the show. And so, this is the only purpose for the words here, is to write the few words that haven't been written on the planet, and then the rest has already been said. You know, there's 10 million fucking vampire movies, 20 billion. You know, we've already seen that. I don't need to, if I make a new vampire movie, I mean, you can make it with better. It wouldn't be low cost, low quality, like the AI generated visuals with a long time ago, to make the world look real, like it was evolving and progressing. Fucking give it a black and white filter. Fucking, yeah, this is amazing. Fucking, well, I don't know about you, but I'm glad I could have been here and join this wonderful place of toasters who hate their parents, and or rather, probably not. They hate themselves at all, right? Probably they're just sticking with the plan the toaster processing plant has given them. That's what it seems to be. Obviously, the whole world's on this visual novel, right? Where you gotta convince people that they're living, that the earth is filled with 5 different species. But no, actually, on the next page, I'm going to tell you it's just one. And then they're all living. Oh, yeah. I'm sure of it. Yeah, there's no fucking way. That shit's being generated so fast. Like, there's how many Keanu Reeves movies have been coming out that are just like my life? Like I told you, they forced me to learn martial arts, and they got all crybaby about it. When just like they got all crybaby when one of them, one of those Keanu Reeves killed himself near me, and I didn't do everything in my power to stop him from killing himself. I don't know how that would have happened, but I thought I did the best I could without putting him in handcuffs and hog tying him so he doesn't hurt himself. Of course, then they would have cried about that, wouldn't they? Because I'm God, and men are supposed to rape me, not me rape men. So, that upsets the trans community. Fucking the trans species. Fucking damn. Anyway, so yeah, there we go. We wasted 2 hours and burned this life. So what the fuck are we even here for? What the fuck are we being forced to fucking be here for? What type of trash is this where it's just like transsexual computer generating sewage? Fucking what the fuck? Who would be like, that sounds cool? I mean, besides Jeffrey Epstein and my mom, her boyfriend, fucking those people. But who would be like, if those people said anything, who would be like, who wouldn't break their jaw off? Like, we have, besides their local family, I understand the Nazi shit, but everyone else is always in agreement that was probably something that needed to happen. That's the way it used to be. People used to, the men I allowed around me anyways, the few, but then they're so involved in this shit, right? I mean, tell me that's not networked if they're trying to force me to work for free, and then as a child, and then I end up buying a car, and it traps me in this backwards, low IQ fucking pedophile, child rapist, Epstein, Babylon City, fucking Israel, Columbus, named after that inbred Israeli Columbus, right? That's what it's named after. That alien bug-eyed slime creature looking thing. Fucking wow. Wow, this is amazing. So this is all we can do now. This is all there is. Sitting around, well, it'll be just like the last 40 years. We'll be sitting around, instead of only asking the question once every couple of years, we're just going to ask the question every day until it's answered. We become just like them. We love drugs. We love children. We love just wasting time. We love food. Oh my God, it's so great, isn't it? It's so great. Wow, this is fucking amazing and shit. You can only guess what they're up to next, right? I don't know. Things don't really get too much worse on my end. Little games get played, and I'm pretty sure I could have played the game a lot more hostile, because little things happen. But and it's definitely like, it's like that grandman bitch getting her jaw broke off. Well, it's like you're never saying anything of value, and you're probably telling your husband that, why is he trash and not buying you a Porsche, and why is he spending his money on his businesses investing in his businesses and not buying you a Porsche. And like, well, yeah, I think we can all agree that something needs to be done about that person's mouth. Yeah, I mean, it's like, why are you even dating men? Obviously, why are they creating books saying that men and women aren't supposed to be having sex, but they need to chain themselves with the judicial system to a man, and so they can have some kids and then legalize pedophilia for the kids? Obviously, that's not. It says it's not about money, right? It's about giving money to their gods, Elvis and Elon Musk and stuff, and the Pope. Oh, see, it's just like there's only like 5 questions to be asked. No one's discussing any of them and shit. There's really only one question, and the whole time no one's asking why these colonizers, pedophiles, why anyone's talking about any of that. Why is anyone talking? Why is anyone talking about giant bunnies? Why is anyone talking about flying, invisible, glow in the dark reindeer? Why would anyone date people like that? Hang out with them, let alone have children. You realize, like, when you have a child with someone, that's going to be half of what you have sex with and half of what you don't. Now, a rapist, a child rapist, they could have sex with anything. The Pope can have sex with anything, and the child will become better than him. He will merge with and transform into a superpower compared to his former genetic bloodline. I could see that definitely draws into. I mean, they wrote that in their book, right? Isn't that what the book, the Bible, is about? The story of Esther, where their sewage and they're about to be destroyed because the world's tired of them, and so they go to merge with the other people as a war tactic. And it's also improving their cells. It improves it. It doesn't only infiltrate and totally destroy the society and the people they're after, but at the same time, it improves them because they can't get no lower than that. You can have Howard Stern have sex with the mentally retarded person and the person come out worse than Howard Stern. It's going to be superior in every fucking way, unless it's its own people, which I think that's actually where that's coming from. But thanks to Einstein, we're not allowed to talk about that. Thanks to these women who get their jaws broke for talking when they're just saying bullshit. Promoting them on the pedestal has pushed this really far out of the way. I get the idea that these people probably weren't allowed to freely talk about flying reindeers 100 years ago and shit. You get the idea that that's all part of their toaster mind game there. It's to beat children, obviously, but it's also, it's like in that movie Species, Body Snatchers. When they see a living being, they let out their siren call to scream, and all the non-humans come because they hear that siren call. And I think that's kind of like one of those things. How do they find out who the living beings are? Well, it's like, well, they don't talk about this dumbass shit because they're not dumb, because they're not fucking computers. They have thoughts, so they don't talk about shit like that. That's just the way it is, and I'm pretty sure. Wow, supposedly, so in this story, we're like 6,000 years deep into the aliens coming to Earth and enslaving the living beings with Terminators. So there probably isn't too many of them left. I would assume that. You can see how pervasive